Hello students, hope all of you are doing well with your studies. I am here again to continue with the lesson haloalkenes and haloarenes for all of you. Let us today talk about the nomenclature of these haloalkenes and haloarenes. Hope you have seen my earlier videos and you are enjoying them. Today also you will enjoy. Pay attention. Okay. Now I have already drawn the structural formulas for the various compounds for you, because the main aim was trying to name them. Okay, so first let us try to name this, how it is named in an IUPAC manner. Now here students, you can see you are having 3 carbons and 1 bromine attached to the first carbon. Okay, so if you are naming this as 1, 2, 3 the carbons, you know that you are supposed to name the longest possible chain. If you are naming like this, you know that the base root alkane which you are having is propane, right? So the name to this would be, IUPAC name would be 1 bromo, because bromine group is attached to the first carbon. So 1 bromo, and then you are naming it as propane. Okay, this is simple. Now here also you are doing the same thing. You are going, either you start from here or here. The numbering remains the same in this case, 1, 2, 3, because chlorine is attached in either of the ways to the second carbon. So in this case you will name it as 2 chloro, then propane, because you are having 3 carbons. It is 2 chloro propane. Okay, now if you talk about this, we are supposed to name from here only the numbering to the carbon chain. So in this case 1, 2, 3 let us take as the longest. You can take it this way also, that is longest, but then let us see that it is taken in this particular way, horizontally itself. So you can see here it is 1 chloro, because to the first carbon you are having chlorine attached, to the second carbon methyl group is attached. So 1 chloro 2 methyl propane can be the IUPAC name for this. 1 chloro 2 methyl propane. See the way I am writing, students, you need to put dash between the name and the number. Okay, if you have 2 consecutive numbers, then you need to put comma between them. Anyways, let us discuss about this. In this case also, if we try to discuss the longest chain, then it would be 1, 2, 3 like this. So the root name here also would be again propane. But let us talk about the substituents which are attached to it. You can see that on second carbon you are having 2 methyl groups attached to it, and first carbon you are having 1 Cl attached to it. Okay, so the name for this would be 1 chloro, then it is 2 dimethyl. See, I told you between 2 numbers you need to put comma while writing. 2 dimethyl, and then it is the root name, that is your propane. Okay, now students, here you need to follow an alphabetical order, right? You would have asked me, why not, madam, it is 2 dimethyl 1 chloropropane written. Why 2 dimethyl is written after chlorine? This chloro is because you are following the alphabetical order. Okay, so C comes first and then M, and that's why we write chloro first and then the methyl. Same here, you can ask me like, why it is not written 2 methyl 1 chloropropane. So my explanation would be same, follow your alphabetical order. C first comes and M comes after that, and that's why this naming order is followed in this particular manner. Now let us talk about this. Students, if you will look at this IUPAC name, here 1, 2, 3, 4. If we take the longest chain, you have 1, 2, 3 and 4 carbons. So the root name here you can say is butane. Now 2 chloro 3 methyl butane it would be. So 2 chloro, then you can say it is 3 methyl, and then it is butane. Okay, same thing here, order is to be followed, alphabetical order. Fine. Now let us talk about this. Yeah, in this case let us start numbering. See, everywhere I have started numbering from right to left, right? You could do here this, but you can see that the fluorine is attached here to this particular carbon, and as a rule this carbon should get the less or the lowest number. So I start my numbering from this side. I hope you have studied little of these rules in your 11th standard also. So the name for this would be 2,2-difluorobutane, because you are having 4 carbons, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the name for this would be 2,2-difluorobutane. Okay, now this next to that is a simple one. It is, as you have studied the first one, if you can see, first one was your bromopropane, and in that similar fashion, if you name this, it would be your 1,fluoropropane. It is simple. Instead of bromine, I have placed fluorine, so it is 1,fluoropropane, like this written. Okay, so you just don't have to number it, but it is an understanding. Fine. Now let us have a look at this. Now students, this you need to keep in mind. The numbering you are going to start from this carbon. Okay, so 1, 2 and 3. So the IUPAC name for this would be 3-bromo, because to third carbon Br is attached and you are having 3. So root name is prop, and but you are having double bond, so we will write as propene. So it is 3-bromopropene. Because of the double bond, I have written ene. Everywhere I am writing ane is because they are complete alkane, right? Now let us talk about the next IUPAC name. Here CH3 is thrice written, and then it is attached to this C and then Br. What does this mean, student? It means that you are having CH3 3 times. So it indicates that you have the structure which is like this: 1, 2 and 3. Everywhere you have CH3, CH3 and CH3 attached like this, and to that you have Br attached. So in that case, you can number it as 1, 2, 3. You can number this as 1, 2 and 3. So the name for this would become your 2-bromo. Here this is 2-bromo, 2-methyl and then propane. 2-bromo, 2-methyl and then the propane. Okay. Now let us discuss about this an interesting example I have given you. See, let us try to decide the longest chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are they all right? No. Just take a keen note of it. Here you are having C2H5. Here also you are having C2H5. So see, we can write the C2H5 as CH2CH3 here. So here also same thing, we can write CH2CH3. To this particular ethyl groups, you can write them as CH2CH3. So 2 carbons are counted here. So now if you will look for your longest possible carbon chain, you can number like this: 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, then 6 and 7. So longest possible chain which you are having now is with 7 carbons. Okay, so now let us try to name this. If you will look at the longest chain, it is 7, so the root name would be heptane. But you see where the substituents are attached. Substituents are attached to third carbon, that is Cl, to the fifth carbon, that is F. To third carbon we are also attached with methyl group, this methyl group and this methyl group. Okay, so how do we name? See, if you will see the cluster of the names here, you have to name it as 3-chloro somewhere, you have to name it as 5-fluoro somewhere, you have to name as 3,5-dimethyl somewhere. But again here you need to follow the alphabetical order. So the naming for this way you will write would be 3-chloro, because C comes first, and then you will write it as 5-fluoro. Okay, and then you are having 3 and 5 at third carbon, and at fifth carbon you are having this methyl group. So you will write dimethyl, and then finally you are going to write the name of the chain, that is with 7 carbons. So the name would be heptane. So this is the way you are giving the IUPAC names to all these particular compounds we have discussed, haloalkanes. Okay. Now let us discuss about their trivial names. Okay. Now trivial names are not usually asked. Worldwide names which are being followed are the IUPAC system of naming only. Still we are trying to name them in a trivial or a common manner. So first you can say it is nothing but 3 carbons. So you can call it as propyl bromide. It is simple. Okay. The second one, you can say this particular carbon CH3 can be placed over here, and this is an iso group. with 3 carbons. So you can call this as isopropyl bromide, chloride, because you are having Cl over here. Okay. Now the third one, if you will see, you are having 4 carbons, but this is an iso group. This group which you can see where CH3, 2 free groups are there at the end, you are calling this as iso group, but your total you are having 4 carbons, so you will call it as isobutyl. Butyl, why? Because you are having 4 carbons and then you are having Cl, so commonly you are naming it as chloride like this. Fine. Now here if you will see next, you are having see this 1 2 3 4 5 carbons overall you are having. Now to this you are commonly naming it as neopentyl. Okay, neopentyl, then you are having Cl, so you name it as neopentyl chloride. Okay, now coming to this structure, students, it is difficult to name in a common or trivial name. Giving trivial name to this is little difficult, right? So for the time being we are leaving this. Fine. Usually IUPAC names are taken into consideration these days, so let us not discuss the common name for this compound right now. Now here if you talk about this is also undergoing that particular category, but then still in my next video I would be talking about something called as dihalogen derivatives. Okay, so under this dihalogen derivatives I would be giving you such type of example where you can see that here 2 fluorine are attached to this particular second carbon. Actually when 2 halogens are attached to the same carbon, they are referred to as geminal dihalides. Okay, they are referred to as geminal dihalides. Now there is the naming pattern for this geminal dihalides. For the time being, let me give you the name directly here, and in my next video I will be explaining you in detail how to name this. So here let me write 2,2-butylidene, because you are having 4 carbons. Okay, and then you have fluoride. Okay, this is the common name for this particular compound. Now this is simple, you can call this as propyl fluoride. Okay, now this is again in my last video, if you have seen about the classification, you must have come across this particular type of carbon, that is halogenated carbon is attached to C double bond C, are referred to as your allyl compound. So this is your allyl bromide. Okay, now if you move on to this, you can see that this carbon is tertiary carbon because all 3 different groups are attached to it. So you are going to name this as tertiary, and 4 carbons are there, so butyl, and then Br is there, so bromide. Okay, so the common name for this is your tertiary butyl bromide. Yeah, tertiary can be written merely TERT dash, that also will work out. Okay, now students, you can see that this is again a complex one, so let us not talk about the trivial name for this. So I hope you have understood the nomenclature part for these various compounds. Now let us talk next about the nomenclature of haloarenes. Okay, now haloarenes or aryl halides, you are knowing them. Fine, so let us start naming them first IUPAC way. Here this is benzene, to its ortho place it is Cl and CH3 attached. Now this is halogen. Let us see that we are giving this particular carbon number 1. Okay, and this would be then 2. So how do you name this in IUPAC manner? You can name this as 1-fluoro-2-methyl. Again I am following here your alphabetical order. So 1-fluoro-2-methyl, and then this is your benzene. Okay, so let me write here benzene. Now students, otherwise also you can call this by other name, IUPAC name itself, and in that case we are knowing a fact that if you don't have the Cl and if you have only CH3 attached to benzene, it is referred to as toluene. So in that case this becomes 2, so 2-chlorotoluene. So other possible name for this is 2-chlorotoluene. I hope this you understood. Over benzene, when you have CH3 only, you are referring it as toluene. So if you give preference to this, then it has to be taken as second carbon. So 2-chlorotoluene, right? That is its IUPAC name. Now let us talk about this. Yeah, what is this in its IUPAC name? It is chlorophenyl methane. Okay, chlorophenyl methane. Why methane? Because we are considering this carbon as main here, CH4, but 2 hydrogens of it are replaced by Cl and this phenyl group. So chlorophenyl and then methane is its IUPAC name. Now this is very interesting, students. This is chlorobenzene. IUPAC name and common name for this is same. So let me write here chlorobenzene. Okay, is both its IUPAC name also and its trivial name also. Fine. Now let us move to the discussion of this. Now if you will see this looks exactly like this with 2 substituents which are same, like Cl and CH3. Fine. The only difference is the position. Here it is 1 2, here it is, you can take 1 3. So let me name this as 1 2 and 3. Here also 1 2 3 and 4. So how do you name this? Again you can name this in 2 ways. How do you name this? Would be your 1-chloro. Okay, it is 3-methyl benzene. Or else what is the other possible way you can name this? Yeah, if you take this as toluene, then this would be your 3-chloro. Okay, so then in that case you are writing it as 3-chlorotoluene as its IUPAC name. Now same stands here. You can see that this will be named as 1-chloro. This is 1-chloro, then 4-methyl. Okay, so it is 4-methyl benzene. Fine. Or otherwise if you take toluene, then in context to toluene this becomes its 4th place. So you name it as 4-chloro then. 4-chlorotoluene. Fine. Now let us move ahead. You can see you are having a benzene where you are having same 2 Cl groups attached to it. So how do you name this? You can name this as first carbon or second carbon, and then you name this as 1,2-dichlorobenzene. Yeah, you can name like this. Fine. Correct. Now here you can name this like this 1 2 and 3. I am giving priority to the alphabetical order, and hence I took first carbon as to which Br is attached. Okay, so I will write this name as 1-bromo, 3-chloro and then benzene. Fine. Okay, great. Now this is exactly like this, but it is at 1-2 position. This will be at 1-4 position. So I name this as 1,4 and then dibromo benzene. So this is the way you are naming these aryl halides in an IUPAC way. Now let us discuss the trivial names or the common names you can give to them. Okay. Now see, this is, I told you that 1-2 position in common way is referred to as ortho, 1-3 is called as meta, and 1-4 is called as para. Okay, so this will be nothing but orthochlorotoluene. You can name this as orthochlorotoluene, right? Because these two are at ortho place, and this is toluene. Over benzene, if you are having CH3, it is toluene. So orthochlorotoluene. Now this you need to remember, students, it is many times asked. The name for this is benzyl chloride. Okay, over benzene, when you have CH2 group, it is called as benzyl, and as Cl is attached, it is chloride. For this I told you, you need to remember, like it is named in a common way and IUPAC way the same way. Fine. Now this is same way as the first one. It is orthochlorotoluene. Now what this would be according to you? This is your meta. So this is your 1,3 is meta position. So metachlorotoluene. And the same thing here, you can say it is 1-4 places are called as para. So it is parachlorotoluene. Fine. Good. Now next you are having the same halogens attached. So common name for this, 1, 2 is ortho position, and ortho is written as O, meta is written as M. So here 2, so it is ortho and it is in 1, 2 position, so we have written ortho. And then di, it is chloro, right, because Cl, so dichloro, and then you have benzene. Fine. Now to this you can write it as bromochlorobenzene, meta bromochlorobenzene. Fine. Now this is again para, P for para, because it is in 1 and 4 place. Okay, so para, di because 2 bromine, so 2 bromobenzene. So students, that was the video about the nomenclature of haloalkanes and haloarenes I discussed for you. I hope you found them interesting. See that you are revising them once again. Thank you all. Hope you have liked the video. I would next continue with the nomenclature of dihaloalkanes. So please see the video, and if you are liking them, do like them, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.